Hello peeps, it's the Hillbilly Halfwit. I gotta say, I'm suffering today. We was at a funeral yesterday and for a lovely lady. And let's just say we sent her off in good old-fashioned style, a good old wake. And like my dad says, when I used to come home a bit drunk here, your eyes look like piss holes in the snow, we used to say, and they really do today. Oh my God, it's a hard job to do anything. So I was out last night. I saw a lot of people I haven't seen for ages, and it really surprised me how many people have watching my channel. I still don't understand how all this has happened and how lots of people have started to watch me. But some people you wouldn't think could watch it and like it as well. That's what I found quite amazing with it all. And everybody's really positive about it, not the other way. So if you're there, thank you for watching, people, and the ones I was talking to last night. And really nice to know that lots of people feel the same as I do. Now, one of them who I was talking to, we were talking about a story, one of the lads I was in school with. And I was telling his friend about the story of both of us in school, and he said, why didn't you put that up? So I thought I will. It's not necessarily a funny story, but I swear this is all true. Now, when I was in school, I certainly wasn't the brightest spark, and I wasn't interested in learning much. And one of the guys who was in charge of the agricultural guys, he was a really good teacher. He was one of these guys, you could always learn stuff off you, and he learned how to teach people who didn't want to be taught, if you see what I mean. So when we went to his lesson about, what would we be? It's about the first or second year in high school. He said he thought, what ideas would we have and things like that. And I can't remember who suggested it. Was it him or them or us or whatever? But one of us suggested doing a tuck shop. And there was nothing like that in the school then at the time, Landrinded High School. So we writ out, remember this was in a school lesson, an agricultural lesson. We wrote out a bit of a business plan, how we were going to go about it. And then we went to the headmaster and asked him for a bit of money, a couple £100 to buy some supplies from the cash and carry. But he wasn't interested at all. Didn't want nothing to do with it. So we had to go ahead to do it if we wanted to, but they wouldn't give us any cash whatsoever. So Mr. Quentin Lewis, that was his name. Quentin Lewis was the agricultural guy. So Quentin paid for it out of his own money, and we used to go to cash and carry, and we'd pick up loads 1p sweets and things like that, and we'd bag them up. So we'd buy boxes of 1p sweets for a set amount, and then we'd sell them as 1p each, and sausages, rolls of dog food into sausages and things like that. Well, everybody thought this thing wouldn't work, and it went berserk. It went absolutely berserk. Literally, the first 2 days where the agricultural thing was, we had queues for 200 metres, 300 metres, all through break and dinner time. We were flat out on this shop, and it just went out of hand. So me and my friend were talking, Carl, you won't mind me saying his name. When we go to lessons, me and him would be doing take-ins and stuff in other lessons, and in that lesson, and we'd be taking money to the bank because we got a bank account, and we'd be taking to put into the bank account. I'd forgot all about that till Carl said yesterday. We didn't learn bugger all in school, but we were doing this. Anyway, we'd done this for 2 or 3 years now, and we were making a bit of money. We got £6,000 we'd made. It's hard to believe. Honest to God, it was £6,000 we'd made in our kitty, And I forget how many of us there was. It was 6 or 7 of us. And next thing, when we were about to leave school, we thought we were going to have this shared out between us all. That's what the plan was. And headmaster calls us all in then. So I forget if we all went there, or I know I went there. And was Nicky and Carl there? I forget now. And Quentin. And the headmaster basically said, we want your money to buy the school bus. And I thought that was a fucking cheek, especially he wouldn't give us nothing to start with. I genuinely thought, and Quentin, the teacher with us, he didn't reckon much of it neither. And he tried his best to, and anyway, this head teacher was not having it. So we went back then, it was our last year. And I always remember Quentin, he was such a nice old guy. He said, you know what, he said, I'm absolutely disgusted how you've been treated there. He said, you've done such a good job here. You know, you've created a little business in a school where there was no business, and a profitable business. And all they want to do is nick your money. So how do you fancy this, he said. Well, what if we spend it before they get hold of it? So, and we went, yes, let's do that. So what we did from then on, that last year, Quentin was taking us to all these agricultural shows. We went to the Royal Show in Stoneleigh. Went to see this tractor pulling. Oh, it was fantastic. I absolutely loved it. And then we'd spent about half of it then, and we still had about 500 quid worth each, I think. And in the end, when the head teacher basically come for his money and half of it had gone, he realised he'd lost. And we got to keep it in the end. So, now I've always wondered, Carl, the other lad who's in school with me, he's a really, really good businessman. Yeah, and quick with figures. It always has been quick with figures. I always wondered if that was something to do with it, you know. I'm sure it helped me. I am absolutely sure it helped me to think about things in a different way, because I wasn't interested in learning anything else. And that old boy, Quentin Lewis, I think he, in more ways than one, we didn't know then at that time, that probably helped us for the rest of our lives, you know. Just being able to start that business in school and make it profitable from nothing. 200 quid we started with. And it was up to 6,000 there, maybe over one turn. And from just selling penny sweets and crisps, and like I said, this dog food thing took off. We started buying boxes of, was it 10 sausage-like things of dog food? And then when we take them back, we sell them one at a time. And we were making like, it wasn't 50% of what we paid for him, but it wasn't far off. So we were making like a 50% markup here, pretty much. And these things were going at an unbelievable rate. I was shocked. Even my grandparents was buying them and things because they were good for the dog food. And in school, people would come in, we want so many boxes of this, boxes of that. And like Carl said to me last night, I'd forgotten about all this. He said, don't you remember us in lessons? We were doing the accounts in lessons, me and you. And then we'd go up to the bank in the, in the break time, put the money in. I'd forgot all about that. So, isn't it funny? Isn't it funny? So, there we are. I put that one up because I was talking about it last night. And the one lad said, damn, put that up. It's probably a good idea. So, I have. So, and thanks for watching, by the way. Because he said he watches this. Because it's nice to see people enjoy watching it, because it does take a bit of time to do, to be fair. So please subscribe down here, press that button, it doesn't cost you anything. And Gaz is under the weather today, but he's still moving. All the best, Gaz.